I remember facing those stairs, and then I couldn't make out what was happening. And then I remember seeing Christopher Nicholas, and I was like, "Oh God, is that Dad? Oh, what is that? It looks like Sasquatch coming over here, but he shaved himself. Oh my God, he must really be pissed."
This is the Welcome Distraction Podcast with the Kemp brothers. Their immature stories, advice, and opinions are their own and should be taken with the same level of seriousness as a drunk uncle's late-night conspiracy theory. Now buckle up, buttercups. It's about to get weird.
Hey, we're back with the Welcome Distraction. I am surrounded by all kinds of the same DNA because these two identical twin bastards could frame each other for murder. I got Brett over here, Chris over here, I'm Nick, and we are the Kemp brothers. So, set the scene for you today. It's about 1995. We're teenagers. We just moved from West Palm Beach up to this little city that I'm pretty sure not many people have heard of. And I'd be interested to hear from you if you have. Howey-in-the-Hills. So, small town, Central Florida, not far from Orlando. And we're living in this house that we can do a callback to. We talked about this before, so we'll post a link to that video if you're interested in going back and hearing some of the stories that we've talked about from this house. But it's a one-story house, or at least it looks like it from the front.
Yeah, it's built on the side of a hill. It's in the ground, so it's got a basement and it's exposed on the backside. So from the front driveway, it looks like a single story, but then around the backside, it kind of reveals itself to be a two-story if you include the exposed.
It's literally built into the side of a mound or a hill, and then the backside reveals like, hey, this thing's actually 2 stories.
Yeah, so if you look at it from the front, it kind of fools you. It looks like a one-story, and then from the side, you're like, wow, this is like a 2-story house, but it's like a basement. And so when we moved into this house, we got shunned downstairs to this unfinished basement. So we had brick walls, unfinished brick walls. We had separate areas. We didn't really have rooms. Well, I guess Christopher kind of had a room. You had the most like a room from what was there.
Yeah, it was a little built off. Yeah, I had probably what was holding some type of woodworking material. A lot of cubbies in there, but I had everything except for an actual door.
Cinder blocks, dividing-ish wall.
Me and Brett had the stairs that came down that kind of divided my room from his. But we used to have friends over, from time to time. People would hang out. Sometimes. They'd stay and just crash. But I know there was one story that you wanted to bring up, Brett. So I'll go ahead and turn the floor over to you.
Okay. So Nicholas has kind of laid the groundwork for this story. So it didn't really matter kind of what night it was, what day it was, whether it was a weekend or weekday, school night, summer. Dad was notorious for being a light sleeper. He had back problems from old car accidents, stuff of that nature. So if he ever heard any noise, creak, door slam, walking around, anything like that kind of in the middle of the night, we could anticipate him possibly coming to see what was going on. And we're pretty strict upbringing as far as the need to be in bed at a certain time. So when we went to bed, it was kind of like, hey, cut that shit out, go to sleep kind of stuff. So that was from little to even, I think, early teenage years. Mm-hmm. But there was particular times when we could hear everything, and we grew up with this knowledge that we needed to be quiet. And, anytime we did anything, it was a covert operation. Even if you were just going to the bathroom, usually you were careful not to slam the door. You didn't want to, make somebody aware upstairs that, we were up, possibly screwing around, have the TV on, goofing off, fighting with each other. We'd be yelling at each other, whisper.
Or Nichols would be like, I'm going to be loud. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be loud.
We learned that if you, out of sight, out of mind. And so if we could keep it down, we could stay up past our bedtime, the moment we got loud, we're like, all right, what are you doing? Go to bed.
Yep. Turn on a show we wanted to see, or sports was on. Wanted to see what was going on, Braves or Dolphins, watch them lose again, something like that. So we would figure out ways. I think most kids and teenagers do that shit, see what they can probably get away with, and how to navigate and circumvent the rules or whatever the rules are for their daily stuff, or their nightly stuff. So we would do things every now and then like anybody else, and we'd have friends over or we'd just be up screwing around. And then one particular night, I think we were up late. It was probably like 1 or 2 in the morning, and we were clearly up screwing around, doing stuff we shouldn't have been, whether playing video games. I think we had a friend over, and I remember us screwing around, and we were probably playing like Tecmo Super Bowl, and we were trying to finish our season and playing and talking shit against to each other.
I remember how heated they get, but yeah, we'd be being quiet.
Yeah. Nicholas would beat me or something and punch in the back, run away.
You're like, God damn it.
But anyway,
Turn power off.
Yeah, it didn't really matter what we were doing. I'd be trying to keep it down, keep it quiet. And I think this one particular night, there was these creaky basement stairs, and usually you could hear anything. If somebody was walking above, you could hear and come down the hall, like retreat, go run back to your rooms, lay back down and be quiet.
Fucking Carol walked around.
Boom, 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 boom. Bigfoot herself.
I was like, she's trying to put holes in the floor.
Yeah, so they kind of gave themselves away, but every now and then we'd get lost in the moment and carried away, or we just didn't give a shit, We were going with the nuclear option, and we were just going to be loud and whatever happened, or one of us had pissed each other off, to no end, so it didn't matter. So we're just going to be fucking loud, and whatever happens, happens. And this one particular night, it feels like I remember it being a fun night. We're screwing around. We were just laughing and goofing off, and, sometimes when you get the giggles, it won't stop. And I think this one night we started just laughing and screwing around. And the way I remember it was I was facing the basement stairs. And then, it's almost all dark down there. And you got like unfinished drywall, basement, concrete floors, and some walls here and there. But whatever we were doing, we were so consumed with what we were doing that we could not hear the creaks above. And then Dad inevitably coming down the stairs, and I remember facing those stairs and then seeing Dad all of a sudden come down the stairs, but I was like, I couldn't make out what was happening. And I remember seeing either a friend or one of the brothers, Christopher or Nicholas, and I was like, oh God, is that Dad? Oh, what is that? It was like Sasquatch coming over here, but he shaved himself. Oh my God, he must really be pissed. His dick's out. And Dad apparently liked to sleep in the buff, and all of a sudden we're like, oh fuck, he's swinging, like, what the hell is going on? And all we can think is like, oh God, don't hit me in the face with that thing. Get out of here. Hey, friends are like, what the hell is happening right now? Oh man, hey, taking and poking an eye out with that thing.
You take down a beam.
So he's, what the hell are you guys doing? Get your asses in bed. What the hell? And we're just laughing, just thinking, oh my God, this is straight out of the 70s porn. This guy is swinging his hairy bush around, and there's a big trouser snake coming at us, but there was no trousers. And like, oh, fuck shit.
All snake.
Yeah.
How about trouser snakes?
Ooh, what's a trouser snake?
So this became kind of a notorious MO of Dad whenever he was just awakened in the middle of the night, apparently
the
like
dong of destruction.
Like, hey, I don't knock that at all, that's fine to you, that's cool, however you want to sleep. But
I wouldn't be creeping around downstairs
or something if you want to see what's going on. I mean, like, if you're getting up to see if there's an intruder, is your dick gonna be the bat? I'll take care of this motherfucker. Like, hey Dad, what's going on here? Oh, like, are you scared or are you excited? Because the fuck
it's like the movie Signs. Swing away.
Swing away.
Yeah, swing away. Now you got both hands around that motherfucker.
He came prepared.
Hey, choke up.
Yeah. But anyway, that was something. It was kind of a reoccurring story that, man, it was just so funny. Even looking back at it now and stuff, that Dad was so pissed off, he didn't even take the time to put on any damn pants. Something has disturbed his slumber, whether it's true or factual or the slightest little thing. But this motherfucker gets up butt-ass naked to go reprimand his kids for being a little bit loud in the middle of the night. And we're just like, what the fuck? I mean, and that's not to talk shit against parents and stuff.
But
I'm not going to go after him butt naked, though.
I think you were definitely right. That was a recurring theme throughout our life, because I can remember at JFK when we were a lot younger. Well, I guess it probably only 3-4 years.
Street we grew up on.
Yeah, JFK Memorial Street in West Palm Beach is a house we lived on. It was a long, I guess single story house, but it was extremely long. Actually housed our grandmother on one end. I think the house itself was like something like 135 feet long from end to end. And so if you were in it, all the hallways were all the rooms were down this one long hallway. And you had the master bedroom all the way at the very end, right? And then you had 3 rooms, 2 on the left or one on the right, and Nicholas's all the way down the hallway, plus the bathroom in the middle. And so, again, very similar. We had an early bedtime. What seems like now for kids. But it probably wasn't later than 10 o'clock at night at the most.
Get them
probably
kids in bed so we can do adult.
But I remember me and Brett were like, we need to. I'm hungry. Let me get something to eat. So we go down the hallway.
Like I was saying, everything was a covert operation.
I'm scared. What if we get caught? Not gonna happen. I'm hungry. We'll eat later.
Yeah, so we're trying to get down this what felt like 40, 50 foot long hallway.
Like a football field.
Yeah, like a football field.
500 yards. That's the length of 5 football fields.
So me and Brett's room is near the master bedroom, so we gotta go 3/4 of the way down the football field to get there. And to get all the way out there, then you get to the kitchen. The kitchen is this now would be outdated wooden old cabinets. We had a pantry, and the pantry would open with 2 big doors, and then it had like swinging doors inside of it that you had to go through to get food. So if you wanted snacks and certain things, you had to get all the way back. And so we'd go down the hallway. We're trying to be quiet because, again, if Dad hears anything, he's like cop mode because he's a retired police officer. He's going to go find out and investigate what's going on. Possibly. Baseball bat.
Hey, so, anybody see my wiener?
Have you seen my wiener?
And so this one particular time we're going down the hallway and we're cutting up. We're doing silly stuff or whatnot. And we had to be probably about halfway. It's a long but yet narrow drywall on both sides. But you could tell the energy was focused. If you made noises, it echoed down the hallway all the way to the master bedroom.
I remember because a lot of times all the doors were closed.
So
it made the echoing a lot easier.
So this one particular time, we're going down there, and I'm with Brett, and I think he was like, my stomach don't feel good.
It just came out of nowhere.
Don't feel good. And all of a sudden, Brett lets out this semi-truck, huge blast of air horn fart that, and we're like, oh my God, that just came out of your body. We're like, oh,
That came out of you.
Yeah.
so we immediately start running down the hallway because we know we have awoken everybody and we've got time. But no,
we didn't even make it down.
We didn't make it back. Dad comes busting out, and he's in his lack of wardrobe, if you will.
What the fuck?
He's like, what the hell was that sound? It sounded like a goddamn semi-truck driving by. We're like, and Brett farted. He's like, oh, what bullshit. There's no way that
farted. We were laughing so hard. I think Dad couldn't help himself to actually laugh about it, even in the moment, because he couldn't believe that was a fart.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we're about to get our ass beat. We didn't get no snacks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was hilarious. But that was definitely a recurring theme.
But you didn't get beaten with a bat.
When you get beat with a baseball bat.
I mean, he used to always fool you though, because he slept with a shirt on, right? So like you'd see him at first, like in the top, and you're like, okay, everything's good, and then you pan down, and you're like, oh, who sleeps with a shirt on with no pants?
Prairie dog.
It's like if you're gonna sleep without pants, wouldn't you just like go completely naked? You know?
Or you would like to think you're like, let me go see what's going on. Put a shirt on, no pants on. Oh, that's what you decided to put on?
You think you put on a nightgown?
A lot of people like to sleep with pants and no shirt. No, he went the other way. You gotta let my snake breathe.
Dang, I was tripped over my hang down.
We did a lot of crazy stuff in that house. Those same rooms, we would run and hide from Nicholas, lock the door. He'd beat the shit out of the doors until I think eventually we had to replace one.
Yeah, because Nicholas would kick me and Krista shared a room. So it was kind of the sibling dumb shit that we would do. You know, you did something more if you knew it bothered him. So, of course, me and Krista being the twins, we teamed up against the younger brother, Nicholas.
We didn't have a choice. We always had made to share a room, so
You
It was
guys
our
were
room.
pulled together. It was the DNA. It's just brought you
Yeah.
together.
So
Yeah.
we would run around and close them out of, our bedroom or, close them out of whatever other room we're in. But
We would try to
even
close
more
them out of
so,
everywhere.
we would do that, lock eyes, lock one door as soon as you stepped out the front. And then it was on. It'd be a race to run around every door around the house as Nicholas is trying to.
This huge, long house. Yeah.
The back door house or the back door around the back side of the house, run there, get the porch one, run around, make sure grandma's not home so he can't come in that way, and then lock the other door. And then Nicholas would be banging on every damn window and every door and getting all pissed off. And you guys, you're going to be in so much trouble when I get home, I'm going to tell. At one time, you couldn't take it. We were in our bedroom and we had locked you out of the house and our bedroom, and you couldn't get in. So what'd you do? You took a basketball and threw it through the window.
You got to survive somehow. I knew it. If I hadn't, I was going to die out there.
Hey, but remember, he broke the window, and it was our bedroom, and it had the pane glass window and everything. I think there was some type of they had a party or something going on that day, and we didn't say anything to anybody because we were going to ruin the gathering.
We actually found out.
Yeah, and so I remember me and you were going to bed, and I don't know if they were like, all right, good night. And they're like, that's really loud because right outside of our window was the 2 air conditioning units. And so when they clicked on, it was loud. And so I remember he's like, why is that so loud? Is the window open? He moves the shades and he sees the windows busted out. And he's like,
drafty in here.
what the happened here? We're like, oh, we were going to tell you.
What'd you do?
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't think we got our butts whooped for that
That's
one.
weird.
But, man, kind of deserved it.
I think the bird flew into the basketball, too.
Look through that window.
Oh, you like this ball? Knife. Gone. Yeah.
If only I just been more mature and just when you guys started running around locking shit, I just walked away and be like, yeah, fuck those assholes.
I'm glad you didn't.
Like,
we had a lot of fun doing that.
Boring.
Yep. Then we would have given shit. We'd have found something else to do. But so kind of talking about those kind of things, it makes you think about all the dumb fights. Both of these had, probably instigating each other to the point of pissing each other off or getting dad mad one way or another or mom back in our younger days. So what fights do you remember that we had either amongst ourselves, with our parents? Which ones do you remember that stick out in your mind?
So one that sticks out to me, it's funny because we fought like hell, especially with Nicholas. It had to drive us crazy, drive our parents crazy and everything. But we were still oddly very protective of each other. It was okay for us to beat up on each other. But somebody else messes with one of us or our little brother. One that sticks out in my mind was when we were at the YMCA and we went to the
summer camp stuff.
Summer camp. Yeah, we got shunned away, which actually ended up being a really good time. They would go on trips, like the big culmination of the week. This one happened to be I think it was Atlantis skating rink, roller rink. In West Palm Beach. So we went there with the Y. I remember we're skating. We would go every so often, so we were okay. But we had the rental skates, the traditional 4-wheelers, and nothing special. We were okay, but we weren't great. And at this skating rink, they had the little assholes that had the speed skates, which were relatively new still back then.
Rollerblades and shit.
Yeah, rollerblades, inline skates. And they would be there, and they would just be zooming around up and, getting really close to you and sticking out their legs and
douchebags,
acting like they're about to hit you and everything. And after a while, they can pick out the ones that are not so good. And Nicholas he wasn't a novice, but he wasn't a beginner. But you could definitely tell he was a little bit slower than on skates than regular. But
like to skate.
The inline skaters would come zoom around, like when they'd have the speed contest. They'd always win. They do the stop with their brakes and showing off and everything. And after a while, they were getting really close to knocking people over. And then we're skating around, and out of nowhere, it seems like Nicholas comes skating up to me, and he's like holding the back of his head, and he's crying. He's like, and he tripped me, and he pointed. I was like, which one? And it was one of the little asshole snobby brats going around the speed skates, and he pointed me out, and so I waited for him to come around. I'm on skates, and we got right near the entrance, and I just tackled him to the ground and started like pummeling him. And of course, other people started grabbing us and everything, and I'm like making sure that he's gonna know, hey, you can't be an asshole, my little brother. I can beat him up, but you can't. And then I think they shut down the whole place. They gathered everybody up from the Y and put us on the bus and made sure we were all gone as the bus is driving away. We all put our fingers out. We're all not even high school, about to go to high school,
Like
putting our
13,
fingers out the
14
bus,
years old, and
flipping
everybody's
off to
driving down
everybody.
the bus out there.
Yeah. I don't
remember
think the
counselors
Y.
were laughing at us doing it too because they're like, it's kind of justified.
They're laughing. Hey, you can't do that. But yeah, so I think we were kind of, the Y was banned from there for a while. But
Oops.
yeah, but I'd still, can't beat up on my brother. I can do that.
I'm sorry about that. I don't know. So one of the fights that I remember between
we got
us,
no fight. We got no fight.
yeah,
Those
but
fights.
it was me and you, Christopher. One time we were up in Virginia and we were visiting Mom, and we were.
I remember this one.
We didn't get into knockdown, drag out
No,
fights.
we never
We
did.
rarely ever punched each other in the face. I mean, we did every now and then, in the head or but mostly it was punch in the back of the stomach, run away,
Back of the head.
yeah, and do shit like that. And but we didn't just get into it, breaking each other's nose, knocking teeth out type shit and stuff.
No.
But we did get into fights, so I guess we kind of did put hands on.
We for the most part we did have a line. We wouldn't
Yes.
cross.
You really we didn't hit in the face, very rarely. So when we did, it kind of just sticks
was
out in your mind,
serious.
oh, that was a kind of a big one. But I remember one time, I don't even know what the hell we were fighting about. I have no idea. But we were up in Virginia. We were with Mom, and she was staying with Grandma. And we were fighting about something, and we were in the back bedroom, running around, chasing each other. And
I was on the bed.
Yep. So I was down. It was one of those taller beds. Christopher, me and him, I don't know what we're fighting about, but it gotten to the point where we were kind of in each other's face, but you took the high ground by getting up on this bed, and I was below you, and I don't know what you said or to get me to go over the line, but I just hauled off an open face, slapped you right across the face. I was just, who does that? Open hand slap across the face. And I remember just slapped you, and you just dropped on the bed.
I was like,
yeah.
I think I went dramatically flailing backwards. Threw myself backwards.
Oh fuck! I just crossed that line that we don't cross.
I immediately regret this decision.
And I just took off I'm just gonna excuse myself. And then I remember Grandma, she was like, get in here, get over here. Well, did you just hit your brother? Yeah, and Christopher's got a handprint across his face. And so she ended up made me go outside and get all the patio furniture and scrub it with some bleach stuff and spray them off. I was like, oh, okay.
Did you go talk to the golden retrievers out back in the pen?
They were
If
really
not,
quiet.
you can check out this episode.
Yeah, guess
They moved out.
Check it out. Figure it out. But
No more roommate.
anyway, so us, our dumb behavior shit would end up in free labor for Grandma's house. So I'm
That's right.
scrubbing outdoor patio furniture shit. But damn,
Work for the third him right. Third my nickel.
Yeah. So Nicholas, do you have one that stands out in your mind?
I mean, there's
If you had to pick one out of
there's
so
a bunch
many,
of them. Mostly, I think we used we just said shit to get under each other's skin.
Absolutely.
I remember one time in Virginia. I guess this sticks out to me because
Virginia sounds like a troubling place.
On second thoughts, let's not go to Camelot. It is a silly place. Right.
nothing good happens in Virginia.
for lovers.
It was usually Brett and I when it came to the fighting. More times me and Brett than it was me and Christopher.
Yeah,
And
I
remember
think I was
one
more
time,
the
for whatever
ref.
reason. And again,
That's accurate.
don't remember what it was, but Christopher and I were getting into it, and we were with Mom at somebody's house. I don't know where we were. It seemed like a yard sale or something, and we gotten into it about something. And I remember just throwing my hands, and
It's probably
I connected with you pretty solid in the jaw.
me?
And I remember having that moment.
Dang,
that
how
Brett,
hard you hit me? I don't even remember.
I remember that.
Concussed.
I remember having that moment that Brett just mentioned, oh shit, I just fucked up. I crossed the
There will be
line, and I remember
repercussions.
Hey guys, I
being
got a question. How many times did I get hit in the face? I don't remember this one
You
either.
got the CD.
So we have another episode coming up. We can't link to that one yet, but maybe in the future we will when you go back.
Oh,
Talking about
yeah.
concussions. And so
Injuries
this
and
is-
concussions.
This is probably one of those moments where you don't remember it.
Yeah, Krister.
But I remember as soon as I did it, I went running and got in Mom's car and locked the door. Oh my God, he's gonna fuck me up.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you sit in there with the windows up about 30 minutes.
So I sweated it off, and I don't remember what happened after that. I probably got hit. Another concussion.
We didn't fight too much outside of brotherly fights. I mean, the one that I talked about. Do you remember getting the fight at the racquetball courts at Jefferson Davis?
Middle school?
Yeah, middle school. We would play this game called Sting, or other people refer to it as wall ball. We'd go there super early. This is when we were riding our bikes, 5 miles. You
gotta explain the rules, though. Yeah.
Yeah. So we would get up super early. We ride our bikes 5 miles. We get there early so we could play this game, and it was on a racquetball court, and you play with a tennis ball or preferably a racquetball because you can throw it harder. And what it is you throw the ball, everybody stays behind the line that's written on the racquetball court, and you have to throw the ball above the line at the far wall and at the end of the racquetball court. If you throw it below the line, the person that throws the ball has to run, touch the wall, and get safely behind the other line. While that is happening, everybody who's lucky enough to possess a ball gets to throw it at the person running, right? And so we would get up early and ride our bikes 5 miles to play this game every single day that we could.
You like
we had
racquetball balls coming at your face?
Yeah, we had these balls coming at our face. And it would get kind of heated. Again, this was middle school, so we were like 12 to 14 years old.
How many balls did you guys usually play with?
We'd play up to with like 3 or 4.
We'd be out there with golf balls sometimes.
Remember
that?
Yeah,
that's back pretty quick.
Yeah, that's crazy. On the racquetballs, it would sting like hell. But if somebody was on the way back and they got hit in the head, the punishment was to go to that far wall, and you had to stand there. And again, everybody that was lucky enough to have in their possession a ball was able to throw at the person for head hunting. And then every now and then, the person would be standing up against the wall, and then they get hit in the head, and you just switch places with them, and you'd have to go up there as well. But yeah, it was a very moronic, dumb game, and there wasn't a lot to do.
Just the thrill of it, like you were out there with these kind of bad boy idiots. Like we were just putting ourselves right in there.
Yeah,
but it was before school, and we're out there doing it and just throwing. And it was just kind of the risk of it.
I'd like to think it. It was definitely an adrenaline thing. But I'd like to think it helped our athletic ability and hand-eye coordination.
Nothing like a little, preschool self-induced firing squad. To really get the blood flowing before you got to go to social studies.
Yeah, but we would be soaking wet too. I mean, we would be. The day has just started, and we're about to go to our first class, and we're soaking wet. We're like, oh my gosh. Well, I guess this is gonna go.
Is it raining outside? No.
Yeah. Oh no, no. You fall. Yeah, stinging again. Yeah. But every now and then it would get a little too heated, and people would they break the rules or they'd hit you in the head. And I'm pretty sure one or two of us got into fights on the racquetball courts, threw down with kids, and I'm pretty confident I whooped some kid's ass one time in the racquetball court. Yeah. What was his name?
Rocky.
Little Rocky, but I was little too then. So it was a fair fight. Yeah.
He was talking shit because for some reason he thought like, well, I'm only a little smaller than you, so I'm gonna talk shit to this kid. And he was talking shit to you.
Hope you brought your Costco card because you're about to get dick in bulk.
I think he actually threw the first punch, and I was like, nope, this is not happening. I couldn't have been more than 98 pounds at the most. And so I think we got into a little tussle right there on the racquetball court. And
did you get him with your bat?
Yeah, I swung that baseball bat. Hit him right in the head.
Yeah. I only been in a fight once in school, and I beat that girl's ass too. So take you down.
Yeah, easy stuff. So again, we were had to be 13, maybe something like that. Yeah. What else we got?
I had a tennis ball get me suspended one time.
For what?
I was in high school.
Oh, you were carrying a loaded tennis ball?
I think I was a senior.
God damn!
I had gym class, and I legit had nothing to do with anything that was going on. Like, somebody was throwing around a tennis ball. I think there was multiple tennis balls getting thrown around, and this kid got hit by one of the balls. Again, like, I had nothing to do with anything. I was talking to somebody, and I guess he thought that I threw it. And so I get introduced to this action by getting pegged from like 5 feet away. This kid turns and like pegs me in the back with this tennis ball. And so I turn around and we start going at it. We wound up wrestling and down on the ground.
I was having sex with this guy, getting you out of the situation. So
but you were hammering away at him.
We started throwing punches.
You put
Nichols
his balls
did-
at me, I threw mine at him.
Hey, Nichols did say he got pegged in the back. Totally different episode. That's Welcome Distraction After Dark.
No link.
No,
link.
no, no. This will be a solo performance by Nichols.
So yeah,
Click here.
that was my first time getting suspended
Ah,
from school.
Nichols.
Yeah, so I get in a fight with this kid.
Wait.
We wind up throwing blows,
Oh my God, you can't stop fucking this kid.
and so yeah, I wound up getting like a 1-day suspension out of it.
Mm-mm-mm.
Started. The kid attacked me.
Right?
Some of it.
That's pretty ridiculous. All
Don't
right,
be
guys. So just a reminder, follow us on all the social media stuff. Nicholas, you haven't memorized yet what we're on?
Instagram, Spotify,
YouTube,
Podium,
TikTok.
whatever that one is.
Patreon.
Patreon, Facebook Marketplace.
We're on all the things.
We're trying to make sure that these are all available. Comments and feedbacks. All the
Yeah, leave
platforms.
us some comments.
Like,
things you'd like to
subscribe, match
see.
buttons and shit and stuff so that you can be involved. And if you want extra content, we even have an email address, welcome distraction podcast at gmail.com. You can email us on there. We're going to try to gen up responses, community, group chat, newsletter, email, stuff like that. So just hit us up. Let us know what we can do better. We'll take all the feedback we can get. We're going to keep doing this.
Yeah. If you got any weird stories, we want to hear from you. If you got any fighting stories or your dad coming at you with his dong.
Keep it in your...
No. I don't want to hear them stories.
No. All right. I think we're out.
All right, Nicholas, bring us home. Bring us home here.
All right. Thanks for joining us today. Again, I'm Nick. That's Brett. That's Chris. We're the Kemp brothers. We'll see you in the next episode.